So we'll move on to general public comment. During this time, the podium will be open. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please limit your trips to 1 to the podium. And during this public comment period, you can speak on whatever your heart so desires. The podium's now open.
Thank you, council members and Mayor Stockford. I just want to thank you for working to keep the taxes down, working to spend less money. I also want to thank Councilman Sharp, with whom I so seldom agree, but this is the second time. I know, don't let it get you, don't let it get you. I really appreciated your perspective on what the potholes in the street does to your car, and what you will spend in 10 years in repairs for your car. A very valid point, and I had never considered it from that point of view, so I want to thank you. I also want to just take a minute and say thank God for BPU. Every time I see a news story about 180,000 people are still out of power with Consumers Energy, I am so grateful that we live in this little bitty place that has BPU. So thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, Ginger. Any more public comment?
Bob Flynn, 10 West Hallett. I've never done this before, so I'm used to talking to everybody one at a time. This is just a picky little thing on tonight's agenda, and I understand what goes into scheduling stuff. I really do, because I have to do it myself. And I appreciate the electronics recycling event set for September 28th over there by the DPW building. But it's a Thursday of Fair Week from 10 to 2. Now, even if it wasn't Fair Week, it's a Thursday from 10 to 2. I can't make it Thursday 10 to 2. My wife can't make it Thursday 10 to 2. We have to work. A lot of hardworking individuals can't make it Thursday 10 to 2. Or could they make it Tuesday 11 to 3? It's a great idea. I've got several electronic things that need to be recycled. I know most of the city did. I used to be a part of an event that the former computer store here in Hillsdale did on a Saturday from 9 to noon. And they filled dumpsters on a Saturday from 9 to noon. And people had the opportunity. So just whoever was in charge of this, great idea, perfectly wonderful idea. Just the scheduling, you might want to think a little bit more about that in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Any more public comment?
Since Bob brought that up, there's a lot of elderly people, and I'm saying elderly because I feel like it now. You know, there's some things that we can't carry. And what about those that aren't able or don't have transportation to some of these places? Is there any way that there could even be a city pickup for some of that one day, you know, they could set it out the night before or whatever and have the city pick it up for those that are not able and capable of getting it out to the place that you have picked right now? Just a question.
Thanks, Dennis. Any more public comment?
Hi, Carly Adams. So I still am concerned about the policy and procedure of recorded testimony of oppositions for the special assessment districts, why there weren't a roll call vote on the oppositions, that we followed the instructions that said you had to bring them on or before the hearing. They still were not included. And I know they weren't included because the mayor didn't even see only my letter. So let me just read you the ones that said no. 60 West St. Joe Street, 56 West St. Joe Street, 164 Griswold Street, 78 West St. Joe Street. Not sure on this one. 158 West St. Joe Street, 172 West St. Joe Street, 30 West St. Joe Street, 44 West St. Joe Street, 54 West St. Joe Street, 154 West St. Joe Street, 22nd and 18th and 26th West St. Joe Street, 166 Griswold Street, and 163 Griswold Street. We will not forget that you denied our request for a hearing. We will be appealing it. I will be. It's gonna cost me $100 that I don't have, but hopefully the tax tribunal can look at what procedure you used for recording your vote, because we didn't see a vote. I do appreciate, though, you bringing up the pit in the stomach of the $33,000 for a car with 130,000 miles on it. I get that they need to be repaired all the time, but again, it's poor money management. And I believe that the money is somewhere up in Lansing or Ukraine or whatever. So yeah, elections do have consequences. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Any more public comment?
Good evening, council. CJ Time, Craig. And I just put $1,800 to have new struts put on my car. So, but I just wanted to bring to your attention, there's a lot of stuff in the news that I've been listening to, that there's the possibility of masks and mandates, things coming down the pike, and I wondered if the council has done any consideration as to how they plan on handling that, if in fact it happens again, that we have mandates, or that they enforce closing of stores and different things. So just bringing it up. Thank you.
Thank you, CJ. Any more public comment?
I missed a couple meetings. I watched it online. People need to read the note. You got a lot of this and nothing that you can hear. So if the council members would all watch about 20 minutes of the video online and see who's talking and who's not. This site does pretty good because people just don't talk into the mic. I don't know if they can't read the note or what, I'm not sure. But, one question I got, why is the finance asking Tifa to forgive the $265,000 or extend the contract for CNL for a year? I don't know why the finance would want to do that. It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what the minutes read, and I know you guys all got these minutes. So they are from July 18th of the Tifa meeting. Was mentioned in one of the meetings that the new signs for the walking and drinking area are like $10 a piece online. Whoever said that should read the finance report on how they spent $700 at Stockhouse to buy the signs they bought for the Economic Development Commission. So, you know, if they got a better idea, they need to be suggesting it. It was talked about the taxes that the college pays, and it was talked about $40,000. I printed off a few things out of the GIS. Here's a property in the city of Hillsdale that pays $80,000. Here's a property that's owned by a gentleman here, lives here in town, and he's paying just under $80,000 a year. Here's another one that's paying $40,000 a year. So there's a lot of people paying a lot of taxes. Here's one that's paying $60,000 a year. So $40,000, I can hardly believe they're the highest taxpayer in the city, if that's true, and that's what's been said. But, and I don't agree with that. But I do think they're the highest non-payer of taxes in the city. I will agree with that, because I'm sure they are. So, I don't think the homeless thing is going quite right. At the last meeting, they had a speaker from the Salvation Army there, and questions being asked to him was like, how much money do you guys get? How much do you guys spend on the homeless or on in general? That's got nothing to do with homeless people whatsoever. Who cares how much the Salvation Army gets, how much they give to people that have homes or whatever they do? and trying to figure out how much money they spend for administrative fees got nothing to do with the homeless whatsoever. It just seems to me that that was kind of improper questioning of the Salvation Army. And the lady did a heck of a good speech, had all her percentages and everything down. I just think the way it was conducted to her wasn't quite right. I wasn't here for the letter from the library director. Best director the library's had in years, but it's hard to work in a hostile work environment. That's exactly what she was in, and being threatened, and then the majority of the board wouldn't stand behind her, which is ridiculous also. Best thing she can do is sue the city. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack. Any more public comment?